Okay, I'm super excited. We are making chargers. This is going to be a very quick tutorial, which I'm sure you guys welcome because my last one was a little on the lengthy side for the Tulip Pink project anyway. This is an 18, I think this is an 18-inch roll. Wrong. Is this a 20-inch roll? This is my freezer paper, and it looks like it's about an 18-inch roll, which is perfect. This is a 14-inch piece of wood that we got off of Amazon. I'm going to measure this out, and I'm going to cut it probably at about 18 and a half, just for good measure. So we're going to roll this out, and we are going to cut it at about 18 and a half. Yeah. We're just using freezer paper to make a quick template. I'm going to flip this over because it's curling. And we are going to make this nice and easy. At the end of the day, all we're trying to do is make a circle that's a little bit larger than this circle. So I'm going to get over here on one side and mark 2 inches from the bottom, just so I know where to sit my circle. And then I'm going to mark 2 inches from the left. And then from there, we should be good. I'm going to sit that circle right between those two. And then I'm going to trace my circle. Nothing major here, just a little tracey trace. You can do this with freezer paper, regular paper, cardboard, whatever you have around. Does not, or you can do it on your fabric. It's just if you want to do multiple, you might want to have just a template. Now you can do this however you want. I'm just going to grab a tape measure and just start marking 2 inches away. We just want to have about 2 inches of space all around, and then I'm going to cut that out. Not needing to be perfect, it's just what we need. So just to be clear, all I did was take this 2-inch mark right here and just line it up, and then just start, I leave it on the line and I just keep going around and marking. Again, this does not need to be exact. We're just making a quick template. Now grab your paper scissors and cut these out. Cut it out. I'm just connecting the lines loosely. And this is a little short of 2 inches on all sides. Not going to sweat that. Not the biggest deal. I ran off the paper just a little bit. I could have taped 2 pieces of paper together if it was that serious. And again, not that serious. I promise. Okay. Now we have the size circle that we need. Go ahead and grab 2 fabrics. It doesn't make sense to do one. You could do one. You know what? You do what you need to do for you. But it just makes sense in my mind to make this reversible. So grab your 1 to 2 fabrics. I have my fabric laid out. This is 4 layers, 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm just making sure that I have enough room on all sides. And I do. And then we're going to take our cut. We're giving ourselves just a little room on this side. And this is fine. I have not pressed out this fabric. I haven't done anything to this fabric special. We are just making sure that we have room on all the sides. And again, this is 4 layers of fabric that we're working with right now. If you're doing 4 like I am, don't forget you've got to take off this side here. Mine is all jagged. I'm not worried about it. I just need to have my pieces separated. There we go. We're just taking off this edge here. Nothing special, nothing magical happening. I just need 4 separate pieces of fabric. And I'm going to do the same thing to the other side that's going to be reversible. I'm going to go get that fabric now and do the same thing. Now we have it all cut out. We're just going to take this and we are going to try our best to match it up, and we are going to fold it in half. It does not need to be perfect. Then we are going to fold it in half again. Does not need to be perfect. See, it's not exactly perfect, but it's good. Set that to the side. Grab one of your pieces. And fold it in half. And fold it in half again. I have not ironed this out yet. You probably could at this point. And we're going to sit this bad boy in here. My selvages are still on. The 2 folds are right here. And we're just going to cut right around that side. You can do it with scissors, or you can do it with your rotary cutter. Does not need to be perfect, just close. Toss that into your scraps. And then we have a circle. Do the same thing with your back. I'm going to show you my backing really quick. If you have your big 60 millimeter, you can absolutely do that too. And that way you can stack up quite a few and do a few of these at the same time, assuming that you're not just making 1 charger. Again, I'm making 4. I'm going to sit this in this corner. Again, the folds are right there. This part is right here. These parts are open. And just cut your curve. Now you're going to take your circles and put them right sides together, and we are going to sew a 1/4 inch around the outside. You're going to leave a little section to turn. So maybe you put your clips here, so you remember, don't sew that. And it can be about 2 to 3 inches is fine. That feels good enough. Perfect. You can throw a couple of pins in there just to keep it together. Now that it's all sewn together, back stitched at the front and the back, and see, this does not need to be perfect. No worries about that. We're just going to turn it inside out. I left a pretty good hole so I can get my arm in there so I can smooth it out with my point turner. And I'm just going to take this out and smooth it all around. Now we're just going to iron this, right this. Don't worry about it, just try to get it as close to the edge as you can. Again, not a big deal if it's not perfect. And we're getting ready to get to Y in just a second. So now that we have our circles with our slits here, this is where it's open and everything is all tucked in, we're going to go around the outside with a 1/2 inch seam allowance, not a quarter but a 1/2. So I have them all stacked up here. Again, I'm doing 4, but you're going to take it now that it's all turned and the opening is right here. Perfect. We are going to go all the way, starting and stopping. Now that we have our circle sewn all the way around, starting and stopping right there, you can trim those threads as you should. You're going to take your elastic. I got 3.75 inches, 6 yards. I'm going to cut 21 inches of elastic. Roughly, roundabout. I'm not being extra persnickety about any of this, actually, which is one of the best things about this project. I am going to attach it to my bodkin. You can do a safety pin, you do whatever you feel. I just happen to have this bodkin and I really like it. You're going to find your hole, which mine is right here, and you're going to slip this in and just work your way all the way around. Make sure you clip this here so that you don't have to worry about it pulling through. Make sure you just clip it there. There we go. And I'm going to take this and lift this up. And we're going to take these two and we're going to attach them. The best way to attach them would be to do a zigzag stitch.
So for this, I have changed my stitch to a zigzag stitch. I think I have it pretty wide, probably about a 4.0 or so. And you're just going to zigzag across your elastic, but you're going to do it a couple of times. I go forward, I go backward. This just allows it to kind of breathe and still give stretch, still be able to stretch a little bit, so on and so forth. Um, you're not going to be able to see this, whatever color thread that you have in your machine is fine. And again, I go forward and I go backward a few times. And then you can trim off the excess there, the overhang if you want. Now I'm just going to push it down into that little encasement, that little casing there, and then you just stitch it closed with a straight stitch. Try not to hit the elastic. If you do, it's not going to be the biggest deal. But again, I pull it taut and just push it down in there, and then I'm just going to sew a straight stitch. I'm not concerned about what color thread I have. Again, this will all be on the back, so you really don't need to be overly concerned about what's happening here. Even if you do hit the elastic and it gets stitched in place, it's not going to be the end of the world for this project. So here we are, I'm just stitching it closed, and then I'll show you what it looks like right here. Not a big deal, just easy peasy.
So here's what this looks like. It comes with some paint brushes, but we just need the large ones. You can certainly do the exact same thing and make some small ones. Just trace it and do a 2-inch circle around the small template for a small template. So after you finish sewing it, you might have something that looks like this. This might stay straight, it might not. You can kind of work your elastic around there and try to see if you can get it to spread out a little bit. Doesn't matter if it does or if it doesn't, you'll be fine. We are just going to put this on as though it is like a little shower cap. For your charger. And it should be kind of tight, not a big deal. Just work it and zhuzh it. And there we go. And I'm just gonna look at it from the back and even it out a little bit. No real reason to do so, because once it's pretty on the front, you are cooking with gas. Just smooth it out. Ooh, I was getting dizzy there for a second. Just smooth it out, and there you have it. A beautiful charger that is double-sided. You pick your side. And if you're wondering what on earth a charger is, let me show you. A charger is a decorative item that you put your plates on. And there you have it, or there you have it. Pick your poison, whichever one you want, however you would like to present it. It's up to you. Okay? And that's that. Fast and easy.